Encounter the miracle of your second skin twice a week. 7. Herb water absorbs into skin soft and moist. Along the curve with elasticity, hydrogel sheet fits and covers your face. Calming, nutrition, brightening, texture, and even a wrinkle care. Twice a week for your beautiful skin. Atomy 7 Solution Gel Mask.
From the unpolluted, clear zones of glacial Alaska, taken from the bottom of the food chain, comes this 550 mg capsule of polyunsaturated fatty acid that even children can take with ease. Vitamin E and turmeric added for greater quality. From Alaska, Alaska E Omega 3.
Hi everyone, this is Florence Yuen, Singapore Diamond Master. I'm very happy to be here presenting to you 3 products. By the way, you should have watched a video on the Alaska E Omega 3. After watching the video, isn't it good for you to further understand what is this product about? So allow me to take a couple of minutes to share with you the product. You could see this is how the product looks like. And at the same time, let's talk about the key components of the product. With the Alaska E Omega 3, let's look at why do we need the Omega 3. Basically, we know that the global death causes in 2012 have spoken that a lot of people are causing death by heart disease, stroke, or even chronic obstructive of the veins. Now, we can solve this problem if we continuously taking omega-3, because omega-3 allows a better blood circulation. Take a look at it. We should ask ourselves, how can we prevent this? But basically, it's a bit difficult based on our modern lifestyle, the stress that we have to undergo, the late nights that we have to do, the hard life that we have to go through, or even sometimes late movies, At the same time, with aging, our veins vessels are getting smaller. And then with that, we have issues of blood clots. So by having omega-3, which is in this case of Atomy Alaska E Omega 3, it is really a Korean Food and Drug Administration that has proven as a food function. So let's take a look at it as in why Atomy Omega 3. We must understand that in order to have the omega 3, there are 2 components that is required in our body with the fatty acids. One of them is the DHA and the other one is the EPA. Our body does produce it, but not enough, roughly maybe 10 to 15%. We truly need about 65% of the DHA and the EPA. So let's take a look at further details of these omega-3. Well, sometimes people wonder, do we really need to have fat acids? Well, the answer is yes. Unsaturated and saturated are the key things that we need to think about. Now, the unsaturated fats that we have is talking about it should not be solidified during even room temperature or even at 0 degrees or minus 0 degrees. Our body needs these fats in terms of things that we take from sesame oil, canola oil, or even omega-3 directly to help us to be strong and healthy, to help us to be able to have oil that does not choke in our blood vessels. That's the reason why we have to take omega-3. Now, saturated fats are animal fats, and we take too much of it. What happens to it? It gets clogged in our blood vessels. Therefore, this is not good for any one of us. Right? So as we go on, thinking about omega-3 from Atomy, because we are taking the fish from Alaska. So what you're seeing over here, as I unpack this, you will see that it is made up of a yellow tablet. Very easily peeling off by tearing off like this, right? And I'm going to show you how does it look like, okay? By simply looking at this portion, very small, and you can see this yellow nice oil, and the fish oil is from Alaska. Very high purity in terms of the oil, but because of Atomy technology, the way we have refined the oil is making sure that it is clean and it is pure. I will be going through in terms of some of the processes the Atomy is good at. Not forgetting, Atomy will always use the best raw material, and this fish is from Alaska. Clean and pure water. Atomy will focus on the way we process the oil. Right? So take a look at this. This is a 550 mg that is easy to swallow, and we're going to take 2 a day. So in other words, can you imagine that I will be taking this omega-3 oil, just 2 of this. Small, effective, just swallow in the morning, 2 of them. Okay? So remember, this is the advantage of having our Atomy omega-3 because of the size. As it says here, small capsule, refined fish oil extracted from the clean water of Alaska. We are talking about the process. Think about it is, we have to transport the fish from Alaska, which is very far away, right, in the end point of the earth, and extract the processed oil into US, which is very far away from its starting point. And from here, we store the natural oil, which is antioxidant, so that it is able to reach the factory and be processed and packed into a bottle like this, okay, with the capsule, with the oil, into this bottle. Now you may be wondering, how many of these gels are found in this one bottle? 180 of them. And we're going to take 2 a day. In other words, it's almost taking like 60 tablets. This one container of omega-3 Atomy can sustain up to 3 months. Absolute quality, absolute price at Singapore dollars, $29 per bottle. Right? So let me kind of sum up. What's so good about the omega fish oil? First of all, our body needs it for unsaturated fatty oil. Second, it is from the fishes in Alaska, clean and pure. Third, Atomy uses very high technology ways of processing the oil from the raw material to the factory and packed it in such a way that it is easy to swallow, small. At the same time, 1 bottle is able to help you to take for almost 3 months at a cost of $29 each. Okay? So having said that, now let's keep this, cover it, and take Atomy omega-3, 2 tablets a day. Hope you liked what I've just shared. With that, let's look at another product, which is the Atomy calcium from Japan. Before I share with you, why not we watch a video about the Atomy calcium?
Calcium is an essential nutrient for our bones and teeth. In fact, it can regulate the physiology of the body. It also stabilizes nerve function. But at all ages, there are continued shortage of calcium. Not to be lack of calcium. Expecting mothers and women who are breastfeeding, which is decreased calcium in the body. Childhood and youth period, which is growing up periods. After 30s, in which bone density begins to drop sharply. Age at which calcium absorption decreases. Triple formula for supporting our healthy. The synergistic effect of the three nutrients makes the bone strong. Calcium derived from seaweed. Seaweed powder calcified from the natural plant minerals. The various minerals derived from plants formulated in well balance become essential for all age groups to store calcium and stay healthy. Supports healthy teeth and bone formation. Atomy, calcium.
Hi everyone, I'm sure you've just watched a video for the Atomy calcium. And right now, I would like to further talk about this Atomy calcium. In fact, this Atomy calcium is made from Japan. It is the latest product that we've launched in 2020. Now, there are a few things I would like to share with you, and I'm going to spend a bit more time on this product since it's just a new product. First thing first, we call this the seaweed-derived plant-based calcium. It is because the raw material is from the algae, from the sea. It's a plant-based. Let's hear more about it. Why do we need calcium? Well, if you take a look at these slides that I'm going to show you, the role of calcium. Calcium is the main base of building our bones and teeth. So therefore, we call it is the foundation for our bone and teeth development. Now, how great it is, you know? Think about it. Our whole body is protected by a whole series of our skeleton. And if we fall, sometimes we have broken bones. And this is the function of the calcium. When we take enough of calcium, we're able to enable our bodies to build new bones for ourselves. Now, how about the children, the younger people? They need calcium for the teeth. So, if we take a look about calcium, it is really important to protect and support our body. So, especially when we age, you can see some people will bend their body. It's because their bone is actually giving way. You have to take calcium as young as possible so that your body is going to be strong, protected by the bones. Okay? So, do not undermine calcium. It is very important as a nutrient to our body. At the same time, can you imagine that it is also helping the impact to protect our heart? Just now we talked about the omega-3, how it will help us in protecting our heart so that we don't have clogged bloods. Now, if our heart is good, we need to have our strong bodies so that our heart can be protected as well. The other part of it is that think about the blood and also the protection of internal organs such as our lungs and our kidney. So don't undermine our bones, our skeleton, because it is the first layer of protection for our entire human body. Now, if that's the case, let's take a look at who should be taking calcium. In fact, everybody, from children to adolescents, and they need it most to grow for the height as well as for the weight, for their bones and for their teeth. 2, the pregnant ladies or even nursing mothers, because they need enough calcium to supply calcium to the fetus, to the babies, and for the milk that they produce for the babies as well. And number 3, calcium to be taken even as young as 30 years old, because the earlier you take calcium, your body bone is now healthy, and therefore when you age, it does not degenerate so quickly. Last but not least, of course, the seniors and the women going through menopause, the bone structure, the bone strength will become weaker. And therefore, we need calcium to give us a support of stronger bone and, of course, stronger teeth for the young ones. Right. Now, since this is recommended for everybody, let's take a look at Atomy calcium tablets. What does it contain of? In fact, we call it the triple components, and it's meant for the entire family. This is our Atomy calcium that is made from Japan. In other words, this product is meant for everybody in the family. Okay? Now, let's look at in details 1 tablet of the calcium. What does it consist of? We call it the Ca, which is a calcium, a nutrient to our bones and our teeth. And Mg, which is the magnesium. Actually, it's an enzyme that helps us to produce energy as well as maintaining a normal blood circulation. You can look at the diagram and you see that how come the Ca is much bigger than the Mg? That is because 2 parts of the Ca and 1 part of the Mg plus almost like a small portion, really a small portion, with vitamin Ds. Now, what's the function of vitamin Ds? Which we just said, right? You need calcium to be in your bones. Vitamin D is a nutrient for absorption. So as we take the calcium, or rather the Atomy calcium, yeah, we need vitamin D in the component for absorption of the calcium. Right. So I'm going to have a look at this and show you that the tablets that we have is really so small. In other words, the components that I've just shared about, this little calcium tablet contains Ca, Mg, and vitamins D. For the consumption instructions, we will talk a little bit later. Let's continue to look at what else do we need to know. The overall main features of our Atomy calciums are listed here. First thing first, it is highly absorbent, dissolvent plant-based calcium. In other words, this tablets, it's made of plant-based, the seaweed, okay, seaweed. In other words, we can declare that this product is for vegetarian, and in fact, the product over here have stated it's also halal. So isn't it great that we can have people who are vegetarian and who are Muslims can take this Atomy calcium? The other thing here is that, as I mentioned just now, it has contained calcium, magnesium, and vitamins D. It is important to know that because not all calcium products will carry all these 3 components. The third thing is we call this a functional food. Now, by now, you would have known the word functional food, meaning to say, when we take it, it replaces and helps us with some of the absence of the food that we have probably not taken enough of milk, we are not taking enough of tofu, things that's related that produce calcium for our body. Okay? Last but not least, small in size. And by now, can I just say that every morning, I take 4 of these tablets for the adults. It may be 4 of these in the morning, but it is small. So therefore, it's easy to pop in, take some water, and I will be able to swallow it. So remember, Atomy calcium have these key features, right? And most important, it is made in Japan. Now, let's carry on and look at where exactly we talk about plant-based, right? Plant-based, this is from, it's a red algae It is from Ireland, the coast of Ireland. In fact, it is so far away from the mainland that it has clean water, unpolluted water, and this has a plant-based mineral from the Atlantic Ocean and with no commercial pollution. So our raw material has plant-based in it, contains a very good supply of minerals because of the uncontaminated water where it is found, right? So in a nutshell, shall we then summarize by saying, Atomy calcium, it is plant-derived calcium, an ingredient that is safe for our human body, even compositions of various minerals, last but not least, no animal ingredients. So with that, I've completed introducing to you Atomy calcium. Just to make sure that you're also aware that it is a 2-month supply. All right, so this whole bottle that we have, it's 2-month supply, a total of 360 tablets. With this, I'm going to end my presentation about calcium. Now, shall we look at pomegranate? And before I come to the pomegranate, let's watch a video.
The pomegranate, which is called the fruit of beauty, has been loved for the history of 2,000 years by the beauties of the centuries. The pomegranate is in 1 pouch. Atomy pomegranate mixed fruit jelly for moist skin and healthier body. Atomy pomegranate mixed fruit jelly only uses the pomegranates from Antalya, Turkey, with the Mediterranean fresh air and plenty of sunshine. We have elevated the content of ellagic acid, which is good for skin health and women's health, through the 30 steps of patented manufacturing process. The content of ellagic acid in 1 Atomy pomegranate mixed fruit jelly is 26 times higher than the same amount of pomegranate juice. Atomy pomegranate mixed fruit jelly for skin moisturizing and women's menopausal symptoms. Once a day, easy and convenient. For anyone who wishes to find inner beauty. Beautiful every day. Atomy pomegranate mixed fruit jelly.
Hi, welcome back. I'm sure you have just watched a video called The Pomegranate. Well, do you remember in August, there was a promotion for our care pack, and one of them is our pomegranate. And this is a good time for me to share with you a lot more information about pomegranate. Now, this is the packaging. Inside of these packaging, it consists of just 2 smaller boxes. How many of these do we have? In fact, 1 box consists of 30 of these 1 sachet. All right? Now, what is inside of it? Obviously, it's called pomegranate. But does it really look like pomegranate? Let's take a look. Simply, looking at the perforated lines, all you need to do is tear it off, right? And start squeezing off what we call the jello, okay? Wonderfully done here. And you just have to put it into your mouth and chew it. It is convenient, and the taste of it is sweet, a little bit sourish, and refreshing. The best is if you put it in the fridge and take it as twice 2 of these a day. That is the recommended consumption. I repeat, 2 of these a day. That is the recommended consumption. All right? Now, without further ado, let me just share with you some more information. Pomegranate was taken way before 2020. In fact, some of the beautiful people from the West and from the East have been taking pomegranate as a fruit. Have a look. This is what we call pomegranate, such as Cleopatra from the West. You know, she's one of the most beautiful lady in the West. And also, not forgetting our young Guifei from the East. These are beauties of the past, and they have been having great skin, beautiful facial skins, as well as expression, you know. And that's because they have been taking pomegranate. Well, what exactly is pomegranate and what's so good about it? Let's have a further understanding of this lovely fruit. Now, first thing first, if you look at the picture, it is not easy to take pomegranate because it is made up of many of the small pomegranate itself. And it's not easy to peel it off. And when you peel it off, it's quite messy. Now, this is your best chance to then convert the fruit to this sachet of pomegranate. Taking 2 of these, which is 15 grams each, equals to 30 grams, is equivalent to almost 26 glasses, normal glasses, of the pomegranate juice. So you can see we are Atomy pomegranate concentrated. So let's have a look. What's so good about pomegranate? That is because it consists 3 chemicals, or shall I say components, and most important is the allergic acid. Simply, what does it do? It has the collagen. It gives us protection of the skin cell. You know, everybody talks about collagen these days, right? The skin have wrinkles or looking haggard. In fact, you don't take pomegranate like when you're getting old. You should be taking pomegranate right now when you're the youth as well. And the other part is the anthocyanins and the polycollagens. These are chemicals, or shall I say, components inside pomegranates that give rise to antioxidant and give rise to regenerating, renewing of your cell. So in a nutshell, pomegranate helps us to have beautiful skins, renewed skins, all right? So have a look further. The other part of this fruit, pomegranate, is to help a woman. In fact, I'm going to show you 2 charts here. Help women in what way? Well, in a way of our menopause symptoms. I have a friend who have told me before, Florence, I have hot flashes. I'm always feeling very warm. I'm feeling hot. And I'm always perspiring. Now that's because ladies at a certain age, we have to menopause. This is a study done using 2 index. A Kupperman's index, Ki let's call it, and the other one is the menopause rating symptom index, MRSI. There was a study done, and people who did not take pomegranate and taken pomegranate. Okay, let's have a baseline look of it. Let's divide the whole study with 2 sets of 4 weeks. The first 4 weeks and the next 4 weeks, which is the 8 weeks. You can see from the diagram itself that the baseline having a high index, both graphs, okay? Having a high index of showing signs of menopause. The first 4 weeks, you can see that one group, which is the darker line, have shown improvement in the index after taking 4 weeks timeline of the pomegranate. And another 8 weeks, you can see that it has improved by almost 60%. Now come back to my friend. I've introduced this pomegranate to her. She took it, and one day she gave me a call. She said, Florence, thank you very much for introducing this product to me. I have less, in fact, no symptom of hot flashes, and I'm not perspiring even though I'm in an aircon room, thanks to Atomy pomegranate. Well, let's also take a look at where do Atomy pomegranate comes from. As we have always said, absolute quality, absolute price. Our raw material comes from Turkey. In fact, if you do visit Turkey or the areas where the Middle East is, you will see there's a lot of fruit stores selling pomegranate juice because that is one of the common fruit they can see in the area. So our pomegranate comes from 100% from Turkey, a place where it is most popular with pomegranate. It is handpicked, and at the same time, it is used, handpicked and used to make 100% of these Atomy pomegranate in a jello form. Okay? Now, so this is where I'm going to end. At the same time, show you how to eat pomegranate. And I hope that you have enjoyed the whole story about what we talk about. Number 1, omega-3. Number 2, Atomy calcium. And number 3, our Atomy pomegranate. Can I just enjoy this and see you again?
평균 라면 소비량 세계 1위. 우리나라 국민 한 명이 1년간 먹는 라면의 양은 약 74개. 한국인의 라면 사랑은 이처럼 각별한데요. 하지만
옛날에는 자주 먹었었는데 요즘에는 건강 때문에 잘 안 먹게 되더라고요.
맛은 있는데 건강에 안 좋다고 해서 조금 걱정이 되긴 해요.
햄버거, 라면 이런 거 건강에 좋지 않은 대표적인 음식이잖아요.
이런 분들을 위해 준비했습니다. 애터미만의 특별한 라면을 아시나요? 라면이 정크푸드란 편견은 이제 그만! 맛도 좋고 건강에도 좋은 명품 라면, 애터미 라면을 만나봅니다.
라면인 건가? 라면인 건가? 라면인 건가? 네, 안녕하세요. 애터미 회원 여러분. 리포터 오수혁입니다. 제가 노래를 부르면서 등장을 해봤는데요. 아마 눈치채신 분들도 계실 것 같습니다. 오늘 절대 제품 애터미에서는요. 맛과 건강 두 가지를 사로잡은 애터미 라면을 소개해보려고 합니다. 과연 진짜 절대 제품이 맞는지 제가 직접 먹어보도록 할게요. 함께 가시죠.
애터미만의 명품 라면이 만들어지는 합력사 세럼식품을 찾았습니다.
와, 입구에서부터 이 맛이 있는 라면 냄새가 나는데요. 아니, 대체 이게 어디서 나는 냄새죠?
후각을 자극하는 라면 냄새에 이끌려 안으로 들어가 보니 놀라운 광경이 펼쳐졌는데요. 사무실 안쪽에 보여 라면 먹기에 열중하고 있는 직원들. 아직 점심시간이라고 하기에도 너무 이른 시간인데 말이죠.
아니, 근데 아침부터 다들 일 안 하시고 라면을 드시고 계시네요?
아, 저희 지금 열심히 일하고 있는 중인데요.
일을 하는 중이라고요?
네.
라면 먹는 게 일이라뇨?
이 라면 먹는 게 일하는 거라던데
네.
그게 진짠가요?
예, 맞습니다. 제품을 랜덤을 골라서요. 풍미, 색깔, 그다음 웨이브, 탄력을 보는 겁니다.
사실 이곳의 정체는 관능실입니다. 관능이란 다수의 판정인들이 모여 식품의 맛을 평가하고 판정하는 작업을 뜻하는데요. 매일 이곳에서 애터미 라면의 관능 작업이 시행된다고 하네요. 그렇다면 여기서 잠깐! 오직 맛보는 것만으로 라면을 구별할 수 있을까요? 아주 특별한 실험을 해봤습니다.
정말 이분들이 라면을 연구하는 전문가들이 맞는지 라면의 달인을 찾아라! 각오 한마디 안 들어볼 수가 없겠죠?
새로운 식품의 실험과 관능은 내가 접수한다. 아자아자!
17년 동안 라면만 만들었습니다. 잘 찾아보겠습니다. 화이팅!
애터미 라면 연구원들의 명예를 건 도전! 기대가 되는데요.
네, 4가지 종류의 라면을 끓여서 각자 앞에 준비를 해봤는데요. 맛있게 드시고 정답을 적어주시기 바랍니다.
자타공인 라면 달인들의 라면 이름 맞히기 테스트! 과연 이분들 라면 달인이 맞을까요?
네, 두 분 모두 정답을 써주셨는데요. 정답 보여주시죠. 두 분이 정답이 똑같아요. 자, 과연 라면의 달인이 맞을지 정답 공개하도록 하겠습니다.
와, 두 사람 모두 완벽하게 맞췄습니다.
이런 분들이 만든 라면 안심하고 먹어도 되겠죠? 두 분 모두 라면의 달인으로 인정합니다.
또 다른 곳을 찾아가 봤습니다.
아니, 지금 여기에서는 뭐 하고 계신 거예요?
아, 저는 지금 제품에 대한 염도를 측정하려고 준비 중에 있어요.
잘 됐다, 잘 됐다. 제가 참 많이 기다렸습니다. 저도 한번 맛 좀 볼 수 있지 않을까요? 네.
드디어 제게도 애터미 라면을 맛볼 기회가 찾아왔는데요.
한번 드셔보세요.
면발이 어쩜 이렇게 쫄깃쫄깃해요?
감자 전분으로 만들어서 더 부드럽고 쫄깃쫄깃해요.
정말 맛있어서 도저히 젓가락을 놓을 수가 없더라고요.
와,
국물도 칼칼하니. 아니 이렇게 진하고 구수한데 채식으로 만들었다고요?
네, 고기나 다른 화학 조미료는 전혀 쓰지 않고 100% 채소 베이스로만 맛을 내고 있어요.
더 주세요.
애터미 감자로 만든 채식 라면. 국산 감자 전분으로 만든 면에는 생감자 5개가 들어가 더욱 쫄깃쫄깃하고요. 표고버섯, 파, 당근, 미역 등 국산 건더기 스프에 분말 스프는 국산 고춧가루로 칼칼함을 더하고 양상추 1통 반 분량의 풍부한 식이섬유도 함유되어 있다는데요. 우리 농산물 원료 사용을 원칙으로 화학 조미료는 쏙 빼고 맛은 더한 착하고 건강한 라면입니다.
라면은 그냥 맛있게만 만들어도 될 것 같은데 이렇게 건강한 라면을 추구하는 이유가 있을까요?
고객님들께서 좋은 제품을 사용할 수 있도록 모든 분야에서 완벽을 추구하는 애터미의 철학과 유기농 원료와 국산 원료로 안전하고 맛있는 먹거리를 생산하는 새로운 식품의 정신이 잘 맞았던 것 같습니다. 이왕이면 온 가족이 안전하고 건강하게 먹을 수 있는 먹거리를 생산하고자 만들어진 라면이 애터미 감자라면입니다.
면발부터 스프 재료 하나까지 여러 차례 꼼꼼한 검수를 거쳐 탄생하는 애터미 라면. 철저한 품질과 위생관리 시스템은 애터미 제품이라면 필수라는데요. 최고의 품질 유지와 관리를 위해 정기 점검도 실시하고 있답니다.
생산 라인에 와보니까 정말 꼼꼼하게 관리를 하는 것 같은데요. 이 애터미 라면의 품질과 위생 관리는 어떤 특징을 갖고 있을까요?
네, 애터미 제품은 철저한 품질 관리 및 위생 관리가 필수 요소입니다. 저희 세럼식품은 세계적인 검사 및 인증 기술 컨설팅 전문 업체와 협업을 통하여 매 분기마다 품질 및 위생 관리를 실시하고 있습니다.
판매량 연간 약 45만 박스, 매출액 약 100억 원에 달하는 애터미의 인기 먹거리 채식 라면. 기존 제품은 발전시키고 끊임없이 새 제품도 개발해야 한다는 사명감을 갖고 지속적인 품질 향상과 제품 연구에 매진하고 있다는데요. 그 결과 애터미 라면 외에도 우리쌀과 감자로 만든 면에 캐러멜 색소가 첨가되지 않은 애터미 착한 짜장, 국산 감자 전분과 우리밀로 만든 애터미 우리밀 감자라면 컵 등 다양한 라면 제품이 탄생했습니다. 그리고 곧 아이들도 맛있게 먹을 수 있는 순한맛 라면도 선보일 예정인데요. 이만하면 다양한 연령층이 모두 즐길 수 있는 절대 제품이라 할 만하죠.
10년 동안 쌓은 노하우와 애터미의 절대 품질, 절대 가격의 가치를 담은 다양한 제품으로 여러분을 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다.
꼬불꼬불꼬불꼬불 맛 좋은 라면, 후루루 짭짭 후루루 짭짭 맛 좋은 라면. 네, 애터미 가족 여러분, 오늘 저와 함께한 애터미 라면에 대한 궁금증은 좀 풀리셨나요? 쭉 둘러보니까 온 가족이 함께 즐겨 먹을 수 있는 건강한 먹거리다라는 생각이 듭니다. 절대 제품 애터미 감자로 만든 채식 라면 드시고 오늘도 건강한 한 끼 하세요. 안녕!
A healthy meal replacement for a balanced life. Healthy and fine ingredients. With well-balanced nutrition. Healthy breakfast for busy morning. A balanced meal replacement. Before or after a workout. Healthy meal replacement for your weight management. Atomy Balanced Life. Atomy, for your health.